mail-in voting. Get them in right now because voting early starts tomorrow. Make sure that you go out and vote and cast your ballot. We had some exciting guests. Julia Mejia, who won by one vote, City Council at large. She was here this morning. She talked about the importance of going out, civic engagement, told the importance of having a studio, a black news in Boston. That's right, Black News in Boston. We also have in the studio still with us Reverend Willie Broderick. He's the associate pastor of 12th Baptist Church, the historic church, and he's also the senior advisor for Edward Markey. He's here, and we have a special guest on the line right now because we want to talk about some business, black owned by black. My friend and brother from Roxbury, he is doing it out there in Western Mass, Springfield, and beyond. Welcome to the show, Daryl Alston. Good morning.
Good morning, Ron.
How you doing, brother?
Good. I'm great.
Good.
Praising God this morning, enjoying the show.
Thank you so much, brother. So I just wanted to go right into it because, I know we had originally talked about you coming into Boston, and I know with COVID, it is really hard. We do practice social distancing here. We also wear our masks when we're outside the studio. We wash our hands and stay 10 feet. Because, we play ball. We stay in 10 feet of distance. But we also have Reverend Willie Broderick from 12th Baptist. We're going to have you talk a little about what you're doing with your sauce. Because my sauces didn't arrive, brother. Just want you to know that. So I got to work with you. But anyway, I was waiting for this. We doing all this talking. We wanted some eggs and put some hot sauce on. So Daryl, you go and tell us what your products are and you're growing up in Boston and so forth. Tell us your story.
Yes, sure. So, born and raised in Boston, Boston City Hospital, as it was called at the time. Went to Boston Public Schools, and I'm a graduate of Boston English High School. And somewhere around the senior year of high school, I developed a passion for cooking. I had a job working at a local restaurant off of Louis Pasteur Avenue. So I was able to walk from English up to the restaurant, and they saw some promise in me and suggested that I take a culinary art class.
Right.
And they offered it as an elective at English, so I was able to get started there and then on to culinary art training, formal training.
Right.
And so I've had restaurants. In somewhere around 81, I opened up in Grove Hall. There was a place called Salam Sandwich Shop.
Yeah.
And I had that open for a couple of years. We had an unfortunate fire. And I moved across the street next to Yours 40 Ice Cream, and I had Shabazz Sandwich Shop. And then there was a franchise that, trying to remember the name of it, but at any rate, there was a chicken franchise that had come around in the early 80s.
Right.
And I ended up becoming a franchisee. Oh. But then at the last minute, decided to call it Daryl's Fried Chicken. We couldn't agree on the numbers, so I opened up a chicken place in Grove Hall. We did quite well.
Okay.
And I moved out of state and stayed in the Virginia area for a number of years, and then came back into the state and opened up a restaurant in Springfield called Daryl's Place.
Daryl's Place. I remember going out there when I was working for the governor, and that chicken is so good, man. Now you're getting me hungry. It's getting late. I've been here ever since 7:30ish this morning, and you're talking about this food, and I'm thinking about that hot sauce and some chicken, and oh man. But can I just interrupt you for 1 second, Daryl? Because I want you to continue on. Because folks are ringing off the hooks, and it's voting too, and I'm tying the voting in with economic development, supporting black business, but we also got to think about what's going on with this election. So we're like multitasking, and we have a caller on the line. Just give us a few seconds. We're going to continue with your story. Caller, can I help you?
Hey, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Ron, is that?
This is. I know this voice because you called me Ronnie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm doing good.
Kevin Honan here.
Oh, State Representative Kevin Honan. What's up, my friend? The guy with the nice set shot, the basketball.
Hey,
That's him. So
you
what's
know what we do when we shoot the ball? We say, "Let's go back."
there? You go.
Let's go back. Ron, who's your guest? Is that Daryl?
Yeah, that's Daryl. He's from out in Springfield. Daryl Alston.
Wonderful.
Yep, he went to
goodness.
English High, and so he's like one of the guys across the street. That's Daryl, and then I also have Reverend Willie Broderick from. He's a senior advisor for Ed Markey. He's in the studio along with Pastor Bruce Wall. So you have an election going on. You've been very supportive. Tell us a little bit about that real quick, and then we're going to turn it back to Daryl, and then we're going to have a comment about from Willie Broderick, and then we're going to go. Okay.
Well, I'm very excited about your venture here. This is terrific. I think Pastor Wall went to Brighton High, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. He's a Bengal. All right. So anyway, I'm running for re-election in Alston, Brighton. Wonderful neighborhood. And we have a good campaign going on here. We obviously weren't able to go door to door, Ron, because of the COVID. So we were primarily distributing face masks, hand sanitizer. As you know, New Balance, the great sneaker company, were making face masks. So we purchased thousands of them and handed them out. And at food pantries, the West End House Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, so many of our nonprofits converted their mission from youth education and recreation to food distribution. And Ron, I just want to thank you for all the people you've registered to vote.
Thank you.
You've been doing this for so long, 20 years, longer. Dunk the vote, and I've known you before I was elected, and it's over 30 years. So
yeah, man.
Thank you, and we'll make a donation to your cause here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, man, and good luck on the campaign trail. And I'm going to be talking to you later on, man. You all right, man, with my book, all right? And keep that set shot.
All you get.
All right. Okay, bye-bye. So would you have a few words before we're going back to Daryl, because he's going to have this, because this is his time, but just give him some words of encouragement, black business, supporting black business, and do your thing.
I'm excited. I'm thankful for Brother Daryl's work, as well as I'm looking forward to buying some sauce myself, because I'm a big sauce guy.
Right.
But Brother Daryl, is the type of business owner that we're trying to help. That's why I'm working for Ed Markey. When COVID-19 hit, he fought for PPP. He fought for that protection for small business owners, and he was one of the first persons. He's on the Small Business Administration to say clearly, we have not considered what is necessary for black and brown businesses. And so in this next package, he's allocating over $10 billion for black and brown businesses specifically. And the other thing is just this, man. He went into Roxbury. He met with Soleil. He met with Daryl's. He met with Wally's. He met with District 7.
The Black Hospitality.
The Black Hospitality Group as a whole. And we sat there for almost 3 hours.
Right.
We walked through the neighborhood. We talked about issues. We even hosted a fundraiser for all of those black businesses and gave a day of our earnings away to all those black businesses to help them continue to do the work they need to do. And so this is what it's all about.
That's
for companies like Brother Daryl and his hot sauce. I hope he still fries chicken, so I'd love to have some chicken.
We're going to make sure we get some orders, because when you leave, I'm going to get the information.
I would love to do
also
that.
one of the things when I worked with Governor Patrick, and you have too,
yeah.
Is that we got to make sure we take care of Western Mass. Our brothers that are out there, and Daryl is the key person there.
Definitely.
And so we want to make sure we get that
Western
information.
Mass, Worcester, all the whole connection from Central to Western Mass. We have to be one.
Right.
And the biggest thing, and the way that we show our power, is by voting.
That's right.
September 1st, we need you out there. November 3rd, we need you there, and I'm asking that you vote for United States Senator Ed Markey and send him back to D.C. to do the work that he's been doing to continue to fight for the people.
Thank you, man. You have a good time, man. You the man.
God bless.
Thank you.
Praise Radio.
Yep. So, Brother Daryl, you heard it. I'm gonna make sure I get you his information. You're the point person. We want to make sure that you get your resources out there if you haven't already. Be supportive. Go ahead, brother.
Yes. So I see everybody's repping their high school.
Yeah.
I am a bulldog.
Okay.
English High Bulldog.
Oh,
That's
there they go. You make me think of Dale and them.
but see, before I became a bulldog, I was a Raider. So if there's any Raiders out there listening, I want to give thanks to every most entrepreneurs, they have a foundation and a story, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today. My business mentor was Minister Daryl Muhammad.
Yes.
And many a days I would go to his dry cleaners on Blue Hill Ave, and he would impart pearls of wisdom to me, and was very instrumental in my business start. So, Minister Daryl Muhammad. But as a young person, it was Harry Wilson from the Roxbury Raiders.
Yeah, I remember Harry.
Jim Scott from 12th Baptist Church.
Mm-hmm.
It was Sonny D. I mean, the list goes on. I was very blessed as a young man coming up in Boston to have some strong brothers. Dennis Wilson, Harry's brother, and so many more that I can go on and on that helped to formulate Chef Daryl's brand today.
Right.
So we have a sweet and tangy sauce.
Mm-hmm.
We have a hot and spicy sauce.
Mm.
We have a honey mustard sauce.
Mm-hmm.
We have our famous chicken and fish breading mix that people will come from all over to get our wings.
Mm.
And we also have a low sodium adobo. We have a low sodium lemon pepper.
Right.
And a all season salt. We partnered with a national black owned company out of Atlanta called Mo's Seasonings.
Mm-hmm.
And it's overwhelming. We're sending out packages all over the country, and I got my start right in Roxbury. My bean pies are sold for 20 years. We sold them at Nubian Notions, Dudley Cafe, Maxine's. It's a really nice soul food restaurant on Dudley Street called Maxine's, 304 Dudley Street.
Mm-hmm.
Got the best. I challenge anybody. They got the best wings. I know everybody says that other folks got the best wings, but
where is that again, Daryl? Where
304 Dudley Street.
304 Dudley Street. I may order some now.
They sell the wings. They got and they have the ST sauce, the sweet and tangy sauce. My sauce is on all of their products if you ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
And also they carry the Chef Daryl's bean pie.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really honored to be on this because, when you think of Boston, you think of Maurice Starr, New Edition, New Kids on the Block, but there are a lot of business people that don't get the credibility and the push out there.
Right.
And a lot of good people come up in Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, the city at large, black community. Grove Hall, I remember Grove Hall when there's nothing going on in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
No economic development, no banks, no Mecca Mall, none of that. And we were out on the front line, opening the doors, working with other organizations to try to clean up the blight and the drugs in Grove Hall. And now you go through Grove Hall and you see economic development.
Right. It doesn't even look the same. When was the last time you've been in Grove Hall?
I was in Boston in April.
That's a lot.
The beginning of COVID.
Daryl, let me tell you, I took a little vacation during this COVID as well. I went in town. It doesn't even look the same. Some of the stores, these pop-up stores that happen, they're closed. I mean, it's crazy what's going on. It's almost like a reverse gentrification, so to speak. It's interesting because, when you be pre-COVID, these facilities and buildings that folks were coming with the Airbnb and, all this new development where no one looks like us in these tenants, and it just has changed tremendously. And I want to ask you, as a business owner, a black business owner who's from Roxbury, how has it been for you during COVID-19? Has it been what are the challenges, and how can we here at the radio station be helpful, and the TV station?
One of the things that you see a lot of push around about buy black,
right?
And some people are very critical when it comes to buying black. They've had a situation where the product has not been what was advertised,
mm-hmm.
and so we try to put out a quality product at a quality price and fast shipping. Right now, with the post office having issues, I haven't had any issues with any of my customers getting their products, but we don't know what is going to come down in a foreseeable future.
Right.
But the supply chain is an issue.
Right.
And that's something that when we hear that language, the bottles, the caps, the labels, all those things, the ingredients, the things that business owners depend on are being affected by the supply chain. And one of the largest bottle manufacturers in the company last week when I went to order was out of caps. Now think about it. You need thousands of bottles, but you have no caps to put on them. And not one cap company in the country had that particular cap. So I had to change up on the free-flowing pour cap to an extended cap. But that, I use certain natural ingredients, imported spices that you can only get. A lot of it's coming out of other countries,
right.
And it's a 6-month hold.
Wow.
There's a 6-month hold on certain boxes, so you have to order more. So as a small business, you can't afford to order. Prices also affect how much you retail an item for.
Right.
So someone might say, well, I can go and get that from the supermarket at this price, but we're not Frank's.
Right.
We're not Texas Pete, and we don't have the buying power that other, conglomerate Fortune 500 companies might have, where they're buying millions of pounds of these particular items, and they can, get that price down. So we want to educate our people that dollar circulates. So when you support Chef Daryl's brand, Chef Daryl's also is giving back in the community. So there are people who are in homeless shelters,
right,
who we give food to.
Uh-huh.
There are people out here who I have been approached by people who were displaced, and myself and others have, some of my business partners have jumped out there and helped other people. We also are trying to teach young people who are out here and only know how to sell the illicit products, how to do it in a legitimate manner. And I tell the young brothers who I mentor, you have the right idea and the wrong product.
Wow.
So you are out on the corner destroying your community, selling things, drugs and other things, when you could be, tell the young man, go sell some water on a hot day.
Right. Speaking of having water on a hot day, I'm looking at your sauces now. We have it up on the screen, and it says lemon season. I can't see it. It's turned. I see your face on this one, the yellow one, Chef Daryl.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that says lemon. What is that seasoning right there?
It's a lemon pepper.
Okay.
So it's an all-purpose lemon pepper seasoning. You can do many things with lemon pepper. And if you were cooking, I'll give you a little tip. So you got your chicken. So everybody should invest in getting downsized all-purpose bags or freezer bags. So you take your chicken, and clean it off with some lime juice or natural lime.
Yeah.
And then you would take that lemon pepper and sprinkle it all over the chicken. Maybe you want to even add just a little dash of adobo, our adobo brand, and then marinate for 24 hours.
Right.
Come back in, and then season it any way that I cook it any way that you want. I prefer baking it. We also teach people how to oven fry.
Right. Man, that chicken looks good, man.
Breading mix. That chicken that you see on the site actually has our seasoning on it.
Okay.
Our all-purpose seasoning.
So it says honey mustard sauce, great on chicken, fish salads, and more. Man, you're making me hungry, man.
And so for those who are listening, you can go to chefdarylsfoods.com.
Chef Daryl's Foods. Okay.
That's chefdarylsfoods.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram under Chef Daryl Sauce. But if you go to that website, you'll see the products that we highlight.
Okay.
And I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now. When I'm not doing this, I work with young entrepreneurs. My goal and our vision is to create young entrepreneurs in our community.
That's awesome, man.
I was a young man, 16, 17 years old, junior at English High School, and came from a lot of dysfunctional situations, and God blessed me to meet some brothers that put their hand on me, and right in that Grove Hall area, and one of those people again was Minister Don Muhammad, Brother Rodney, Mr. James Scott from the 12th Baptist Church,
Right.
The Wilson brothers. I mean, we've got to give back.
Yeah.
It's not just about being in business for monetary purposes. We need money, but when you turn a young man around or a young woman around, you are impacting the community that way, because that's one less person that's going to end up over in South Bay.
Right.
That's one less person that's going to end up out there breaking into your house if you can teach him to use his God-given talents. All of us have talents, and we don't know what those talents are until they're mined out of us.
Right.
And we're put in a certain direction. I also want to give a shout out to my brother, Pastor Bishop Dickerson.
Yeah. Actually, I told him he was going to come in town, and he said, Daryl, I did it. And then when you told me you were coming, man, I'm telling you, we go way back. So, so man, we really appreciate you coming on, man. I wish you was here in person. I understand. How do we order? Just go on the website. Is that how we?
Yes, you can go to chefdarylsfoods.com.
So Daryl's, because I want people to spell, because you spell different. So CHEFDARYL''S, right?
Right.
And foods FOODS.com. So that's how you can order your food from Chef Daryl out of Western Massachusetts. Anything else you'd like to share? Give us some more nuggets in far as being an entrepreneur and business owner?
Yes.
Yeah.
First thing, a lot of people, there's a difference between having a hobby and having a business. Mm-hmm. And so first, I challenge young people in my groups that I do, and I tell them to close their eyes. And no matter what your age is, close your eyes, and can you see your vision? Can you see your dream home? Can you see the car? Can you see where you want to live? Can you see the street that you live on in Roxbury looking different?
Wow.
To see, it's the dream starts where you're at. Sometimes we see ourselves in Milton or Stoughton, but Roxbury is a place that dreams are made as well, and a lot of people want to live in Roxbury. So look around and see who's moving in Roxbury. They're not moving out; they're moving in. So what do they know about Roxbury that we don't know?
Right.
And there are a lot of golden nuggets right there in Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan. So let us not sleep on our community. And so you close your eyes, you see your vision, and you open your eyes. Now you got to go to work.
Right.
And since we're on a Boston Praise Radio, God says, prayer without works. You got to go to work.
Right.
Nothing's going to come down. Nobody handing you anything. So there's so much information on the internet. So if you want to be a visual artist, a graphic artist, whatever you got a product you want to come out, then stop researching it. Then you want to look for business incubators in the city.
Right.
So I use the business incubator here in the city of Springfield, and I also there are community kitchens. There are kitchens that you can rent out space. So if you're a good baker or you can cook, you can go and talk to those people, and they'll help you to market your product, get your product out. The economy is changing that the brick and mortar stores are not the way to go anymore. Mm-hmm. Because of the overhead and all the COVID restrictions, people are going out of business. So the internet is still wide open, and I like to see our people, and that's going to be somewhere down the line. We're working on a book on how to open up your own business and how to empower yourself, how to get out of debt,
right,
and how to network.
Right.
So when people talk about susus, there are real susus, and then there's these fake groups that are running around that are not legal. So a susu, comes out of the African culture, West Indian culture. Other ethnic groups do it where 5 or 6 people get together. They agree on a particular idea, and they back that idea because because we don't have the resources by ourselves. So while we're depending on government and state to help, you also have money right in front of you, but you don't see it, because if 5 people got together with $100, you'd have $500, and then you could take that $500 and create a product, sell it, flip it over, and then repeat that process. And then when you do go to the bank, you have some type of down payment money to go along with what you're asking for.
Right.
So the bank, what's the bank in Grove Park? One United.
One United.
So here's a tip: you have your $500 and you walk into One United and you say, "I'd like to open up an account where I'm going to put the $500 in the account. One United is going to give you $500. Your $500 is in their hand. They're giving you back $500. So you ain't lose no $500. Right. Now you're paying back that loan of $500, but it's about building business credit now.
Right.
They're not losing any money, and you're not losing any money as long as you pay that $500 back. It'll cost you a couple of dollars in interest, but the point is you're building credit history, and this is what we want. So this is a movement, a Buy Black movement, Black-owned company like myself and others who want to teach and empower our own.
Yes.
It starts, self-preservation is the first law of nature, so it's not uncommon for people, people get, start swarming in their chair when you start saying black, but
right.
This is, you got Chinatown. Everybody's squirming in their chair when they go down there. I was challenged recently. Somebody said, why don't I go down to Chinatown? I said, if they would lease out some property, but they're not going to lease out any property in Chinatown for you to open up a restaurant
right.
or any kind of business. At
right.
least growing up in Boston my whole life, I never seen anyone open up outside of a Chinese person. Yeah. I have no problems with that.
Right.
I support other groups doing it, but it's our time now.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned that, because something that just stood out when you just mentioned the word black. I mean, I'm glad folks are finally saying black. I mean, it's just, when you said that black business, when you're saying buy black, I remember when we were growing up, folks used to make fun of folks saying black, and right. So I think that's important, that it relates to a lot of things that you had mentioned about, closing your eyes and seeing your vision, dreaming and executing and working and connecting the dots and so forth. And, I know one thing, as we sit here and talk, it just really shows the importance of entrepreneurship and commitment and fulfilling your dream. And you're definitely a product of success, man. And I'm really thankful that you're doing okay, and I continue to pray for the brothers throughout the country, man, because one of the things I'm doing, I do want to talk to you more about a project that we're working on at the other broadcasting place, Milton Access, is the project's called Black Stories of Black Men in America. And I'd love you to be a part of that as an entrepreneur and a brother that came from Roxbury and so forth. But we're going to be going. Yeah, man, I would love you, and I'm going to connect, and I will be coming out to spring because I'm going to be doing some civic engagement, voter registration, education, and so forth. So I'm going to look you up, and because, when I close my eyes, I got to be honest, all I see right now is fried chicken, and I'm hungry, and you talking about that sauce, and I'm like, my stomach is growling, and we're going to end this broadcast right there, and if there's final words, so our listeners, the audience, Daryl, the show is yours.
Yes, and so our product is an all-purpose, handcrafted, all-purpose sauce. So you can put our sweet and tangy on everything.
Okay.
Everywhere we do food shows, and we travel the country, and we do conventions, and people come up to me and they say, "I bought your sauce, and my children love it." I said, "Really? What do they put it on?" Vegetables. They put it on the broccoli. They put it on the all salad. They put it on the green beans. They put it on the rice. You can put the sweet and tangy on everything. Then we have the hot and spicy, which has a kick. So if you're someone who likes to drown your food in hot, spicy sauce, then we have that for you. And then we have that mellow honey mustard. And we use a locally sourced honey right out here in Western Mass. And we make our honey mustard, and people love it. And And again, for those who, our people are suffering from high blood pressure and various ailments, and so we have a very tasty, low sodium seasoning. And I ask everyone to just check our site, just take a moment, stop, look and see what we're doing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Tell your friends and family. And again, if you have a dream, I was being interviewed on by Black Food Network, and they said, how would you describe Chef Daryl? And I said, I'm a little boy from Humboldt and Wambeck Street.
All right now.
Who dared to dream. And every time, though my face might be on the bottom, I represent all my brothers and sisters from Boston. And I rep Boston everywhere I go in the country. When I meet somebody, say, where are you from? I say, I'm from Roxbury, Mass.
That's right.
And I love my city. I love what we're doing. I love what you're doing. And we got a long way to go. But don't give up. I know times are hard. To anybody that's listening, I say seek refuge in prayer. And keep your friends close. Let's remove the pettiness and the differences. We got a lot at stake with this national election.
Right.
Let's get out and vote. Vote your interests.
Right.
We're talking about what, someone may have done or didn't do in terms of the candidates. But vote your interests, because there is a stake. There's a lot at stake. And if you're not at the table, then you can't make decisions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Daryl. We're going to be taking a station break right now. Daryl, thank you for calling in. My man Tracy's coming on. I don't know if you remember Tracy Lithcutt. He's one of the South End guys, Boston Tech. You remember Daryl Alston from Western Mass? Yeah, he said, what's up? He's going to be coming on at 11 o'clock. Actually, he's going to come on a little earlier. He's going to come over here and help me out here, because you talked about that fried chicken. He talked about fried chicken and the spice. I'm hungry. I'm going to go get me something to eat.
You know what? I'm looking at this.
Hold on, Daryl, say hello to Tracy. Tracy's coming on in the studio, and I know I'm kind of throwing things off here. Daryl, because the brothers, I told Daryl was coming up. Everybody's going to start coming in now, D. And so you may have Pastor Dickinson. Bishop may come up in here. But anyway, you can tell him yourself.
Hey, Tracy, how you doing, brother?
How you doing, black man?
I'm good, man. It's good to hear your voice.
Good to hear you as well.
Anytime we get a chance to speak and talk to one another, people are leaving left and right. So let us enjoy one another. Let's enjoy the brotherhood, sisterhood.
It's something that you say that I'm actually going through some tough situations as well. A good friend of mine, a political genius. I won't mention his name, but he was just recently diagnosed with leukemia, and he's fighting strong. And then the other day, I go to the gym at 5 a.m. A good friend of mine texted me on a Thursday night, but I was already sleeping, and I saw his text Friday morning. And I woke up and called him, and he told me he had a collapsed lung, and he was in the hospital. He had it for about 6 weeks. Then when they tested him, come to find out that he had lung and liver cancer, and a little bit of it spread to his brain. So I'm telling this hopefully so that people can please pray for my boys. I'm actually taking one of them out to dinner tonight, and then the best place that I think that they could ever venture into for this is going to church on Sunday. My church, Great Love Tabernacle, is going to be having an outdoor service, and I'm going to bring them there. So you and anybody else that's listening, please pray for my boys. And like you said, it's something, man. I'm just watching so many friends, and not really family members, but quite a few friends in my age group starting to leave here. Yes. We're at that point now. We're on the back nine, and folks are, we have to do what we need to do, especially black folks. We got to take care of ourselves. We got to eat right, exercise, do all the right things, because not always is healthy living on our side. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm giving praise and thanks, and we all have our challenges. It's not an easy road. Being in business is you see the websites and everything, but there are a lot of behind the scenes stuff and challenges. So prayer helps.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned Greater Love Tabernacle. Please, you see my brother Bishop Dickinson telling Brother Daryl from Springfield and his wife Kim. She's a Boston Latin girl. We all go way back, and we family.
Sure.
We put the titles. I really want to challenge all of us that's listening to put these titles to the side. Hebrew, Muslim, the mosque, the church. Listen, the whole community is under attack.
Sure.
Black people are under attack. If we didn't get the memo, we better understand. So we need to unite, find common ground, common cause. There's but one God out here, and let's make it happen. And let's work together to make our community a decent and safe place to live. So when, a Christian sister is mugged, or a Muslim sister, it don't matter.
That's right.
If somebody's shot by a stray bullet, don't matter what the parents' church, what church or mosque they went to. If the police beat somebody up, they're not stopping to ask you where you fellowship.
That's right.
All they see is black.
That's right.
So we need to come together on that. We don't have any time for any divisions.
That's right. One of the things too is, I'd say the last 10 or 15 years of my life, I've been trying to do my best to live by faith, which is a different lifestyle completely. And it's I've had the opportunity recently to meet a bunch of new folks because of a position I'm in. But I met this gentleman. His name is Khalil. He's actually an imam for the president at Harvard University. And he came up with an idea. He wants to open a family life center. So you have a building, and each religion or denomination will have their own space in this particular building, whether you're Muslim, you're Jewish, you're Christian, you're Catholic, whatever it might be. They're all worshiping their God in the same space, but eventually it's going to cross over. People are going to work together. People are going to communicate. I know for myself, by being in this position, I'm having the opportunity to learn quite a bit about other folks' religion. I've always respected what other folks think, so that's not really anything different. But really, one of the things, though, that's different about it is just seeing the role of the woman within religious groups. I know for myself, I worked years ago with this woman by the name of Zena Jacques. She was fabulous, powerful sister. Was she? Oh, man, I hope somebody got her information. Reverend Wall told me that she was on today. I would love to hear, just to say hello to her, but a very powerful woman. I mean, every time she presented, she almost had me in tears. We have to figure out ways to get our women more engaged in what's going on. And
that's right.
I guess Kamala Harris has said it all for us. She's out there for the sisters, for the brothers. Brothers gonna claim it. That's right. Even though she just said we gonna claim it.
Hey.
So anyway, Daryl, I just really want to thank you, man, and I'm glad Tracy came and covered for a brother. And he's going to have his broadcast at 11 o'clock. We're all in the family. We got to look out for each other. And I just want to remind everyone, and you can remind them out there, that this is election. Voting is a public health emergency. The election may be the most important election in your lifetime. Make sure you support black business, support Boston Black News. Those who want to support us, you can go to our Cash App, Cash BPR TV, or www.bostonblacknewstv.co. If you'd like to make a donation, we have a goal to reach. We're going to be pushing this, and we're going to start this new studio, our own Roku TV station, where we're able to promote black business, promote civic engagement, and entrepreneurs, and so forth and so on. Daryl, love you, brother. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care of yourself. God bless you, man. Take care. 617-282-0685. That's how you can reach us. www.BostonPraiseRadioTVs.co. If you want to give to this donation, let's build Boston Black News license, only church-based FCC license, Black News, Roku TV, 31 media platform. Join us in this effort as we raise resources for our community, by the people, for the people, so we can give news to the people. Continue to support Boston Black News, support Boston Black Business. www.BostonPraiseRadio.com TV.co. Stay tuned for our next broadcast. Tracy, let's cut up with Boston Black News. We're going to continue the broadcast, and I'll see you next time. God bless you. May heaven smile upon you.
Instead of running your mouth and complaining, dunk the vote. We ain't got much time left remaining. Dunk the vote. Come on.
Eric Garner, an unarmed black man, a father and husband, forced to the ground, telling police 11 times during all of this that he could not breathe. He later died. Tonight, a big question being asked: if the medical examiner determined this was a homicide, why no charges?
People across the country are still asking the question how one woman went from being pulled over for a routine traffic violation